The presidential nominees are taking different approaches this morning in preparing for Sunday's town hall debate. Apart from a few fundraisers and campaign events earlier this week, Hillary Clinton largely focused on preparations. Donald Trump held a town hall event last night in New Hampshire, but he denies that this was practice. The debate format will have the candidates fielding questions from a crowd, and they will not have a podium to support them. Chip Reid met with a pair of political advisors for some historical perspective on town hall debates.
So this is the traditional debate format.
Yeah.
You're both standing behind a podium. There are advantages to that, right?
Well, it's the way politicians most commonly speak, is behind a podium. It's very comfortable for them. There's security, and it actually provides a little bit of separation from the audience, which I think a lot of candidates like.
Sure, and it's a predictable center of gravity, right?
Right.
You know where the moderator is, you know where the camera is. So you're delivering your lines in a
Right.
very fixed way, and so in that sense, it's very secure.
Okay, we're going to move those podiums aside.
All right.
We asked Republican strategist Dan Senor and Democratic strategist Michael Feldman to demonstrate what happens when candidates lose the power of the podium.
How do you feel now?
Exposed.
Yeah, naked. Naked.
You're not.
No, I know. No, but it's you sitting on the stool where you have to kind of look casual, right? No one sits on a stool looking presidential.
Yeah, you're told in prep to relax. Let me tell you, there's nothing relaxing about this format.
We're making history now, and it's pretty exciting.
The challenges unique to this form of debate were evident when the first town hall was held in 1992.
President Bush answered a question about the economy.
How has the national debt personally affected each of your lives?
And he gave an answer that was somewhat removed.
It has a lot to do with interest rates. It has.
She's saying you
On
personally.
a personal basis, how has it affected you?
Has it affected you personally?
Well, I'm sure it has. I love my grandchildren. I want to think
How?
think that they're going to be able to afford an education.
Governor Clinton at the time took the same question,
You know people who lost their
Well,
jobs
yeah.
and lost their homes?
walked directly out
Yeah.
to, I believe it was a woman who asked the question.
I'll tell you how it's affected me.
24 years later, and Marissa Hall Summers still remembers the impact of her question and has some advice for the current candidates.
Be honest. Don't be evasive, because we can see right through that. And speak from the heart.
Let's talk about the geometry, kind of the physicality of this. Do you need to get up, or is it okay to stay in that chair?
I think you do need to get up, but you've got to get up. You got to pick your moments. So it looks weird to be walking around the entire time, and it looks equally weird to be sitting down the entire time.
First of all, your future is bright.
Space matters too. Don't be afraid to get close to the audience.
Am I incorrect in that regard?
Just don't get too close to the other candidate.
I remember with Romney and Obama in 2012, they got really in each other's faces.
I'm happy to have a longer conversation about foreign policy.
I mean, I remember being uncomfortable watching it in the green room.
Do that too.
the transcripts.
Who do you think has the advantage in this format?
Hillary Clinton does, just because she's a serious student when it comes to debate prep, and Donald Trump is not. And unless you're willing to put in the hours and put on the miles and dedicate real time to preparation, recreating these town hall situations, there's no substitute for that.
No matter how rehearsed the candidates are come Sunday, our experts say expect surprises.
Here's a prediction. There'll be something that will happen during that 90 minutes that we'll be talking about all day Monday, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and none of us can predict what that moment
And is it more likely to involve Hillary or Donald?
It's anybody's guess.
Yeah, my experience is if you want to bet on unpredictability that's going to dominate the news, it's pretty safe that it's something that Trump said.
For CBS This Morning, Chip Reid, New York.
Boy, that was a great way to set up Sunday. To think about that physicality of them standing perhaps that close to one another.
I think Mike makes a good point. There's nothing relaxing about standing in front of a big crowd with no podium.
And that's why it's important to prepare.
Yeah, to watch. To prepare.
That's right.
Prepare.
Yeah. CBS News coverage of Sunday's town hall debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton will begin at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on CBS. Gail and I will be there with John Dickerson and Bob Schieffer, plus campaign correspondents Nancy Cordes and Major Garrett. That is all Sunday, right here on CBS.